the hell am I?
You're in a room, awaiting your execution.
Does that mean they caught us?
And Elaine?
Yes, her too.
And Peter?
Your friend Peter is dead.
What?
Shot while trying to escape. He even set himself on fire so that the feds couldn't bring him in.
You know, that sounds like Pete. He'd never die on anyone's terms but his own. I can picture him in that stupid ladder going out in a blaze of glory. Fucking poetic.
Surely you didn't come down here to shoot the breeze. What could you want badly enough to stay our execution?
Just looking to get better acquainted.
What the fuck do you want?
I want to know how Hell's Messengers selected their victims.
Check the paper, dumbass. Everyone knows who and how we kill.
Oh, I'm well aware of your particular styles. Carve victims with a serrated blade, and then drain them of their blood. Single shot to the back of the head. Electrocution. And Peter burned his victims. What I want to know is why the victims were always related. How you selected your prey, and how you managed to set up the same tableau every time you killed.
You're a curious fella. I'm guessing you had to pull a lot of strings to get this chance. Well, since you obviously put so much effort into meeting us, I say the least I could do is humor you.
Ask away.
When did the four of you decide to start killing?
5 years ago, I got an email from this man named Peter asking if I would kill to uphold justice. The message was also sent to my two compatriots here. So you meant it when you said to me and conscious men here at the parking lot. I take it you're Peter then?
He doesn't talk.
What?
Check your phone.
You want us to watch while you kill this guy? You're fucking sick and I'm calling the police.
Don't. He deserves that.
Why?
Trust us. This man needs to die.
So you watched Peter burn a man to death?
Yep. And we enjoyed it too.
Why?
That man raped and murdered 3 young women, but got off because he wasn't read his Miranda rights.
Isn't that what justice demands?
Your so-called justice is what lets murderers and rapists walk freely among us.
Peter opened our eyes. He gave us a purpose.
What purpose?
To answer to a higher justice.
Like God's justice?
God? What kind of God will create people so despicable?
What kind of God would allow such horrible things to happen to innocent people?
What kind of God would sit idly by as a victim to denied justice?
You believe you have the right to decide who's guilty?
We have every right, you bastard. In fact, it was our obligation to send those people to hell.
Why did you send them off in such an inhumane manner?
We sent a message. Justice is blind to all but the most horrendous violations of human decency.
So you sought to open society's eyes?
And we did it systematically.
Explain.
Well, I would kill the defense attorneys. I carved them up and drained their blood.
Did you feel remorse as you murdered your victims?
No. I knew someone just like them would defend me in my trial if I were ever caught. The only time I ever stopped was to sharpen my knives.
What did you do, Clara?
Once Nick confirmed the attorney was dead, I shot a bullet through the judge's occipital lobe.
Why that location?
It was out of mercy. I erased the memory of their sin against justice, granting them peace in their dying moment.
And you killed the criminal, Elaine?
I learned their practices and adopted the persona of their victims. I would just drug my target and hogtie them in the bathtub. I would wait for them to wake up and look at me right before I killed them.
Why did you wait?
I wanted to see the shock and fear in their eyes. I wanted them to identify with their victims the first time.
And what would you do after all the victims had been dispatched?
We called Peter. 2 days later, his tableau would be on the evening news.
Do you have any idea why he set it up like a dinner party?
The judge on one end of the table, criminal on the other. Peter put the lawyer meet between them to represent how savory their sins must have looked when they committed them.
And what about the glasses filled with ash?
They were the jury. Peter believed theirs was the greatest crime, so he chose to burn all traces of them before forgiving them for their sins.
And what were their sins?
Turning a blind eye to evil and perpetrating the suffering of innocent people. Any who commit this crime forfeit their humanity.
Is that the message you wish to convey? I have 2 final questions, off the record.
Go ahead.
First, if there is a hell, and you wind up there, what will you say upon arriving?
Hope you enjoy your new friends, Satan. Sorry they wasn't our gift wrapped.
It's good to see you all again, my lovely victims.
Hey, Peter.
Last question. Can you tell me anything else about Peter?
He always carried around his lighter.
He never spoke. We were with him for 5 years and never heard him say anything.
He'll always smell of gasoline and ash. And he'll always smile before he kills somebody.
Thank you for everything. It's been most enlightening.
Before you go, could you tell me where we are? Consider it the last request of a dying man.
There are more important things to worry about right now, my friend. Remember, you're not dead yet.